Hot streams. Hot streams for your face. Hot streams for your face.
So, this section is called Hot Streams for Your Face.
Is that the money shot?
Well, it's for streaming videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Hot Streams. I've still got Ty Anderson here in studio. He doesn't realize that a lot of people just listen. So.
Yeah, they won't let me go. That's okay if they're listening. That's okay. They won't let me go. I'm chained right here to the this plastic table. I just can't get free. It's just a plastic table, but I just can't get free.
It's funny because he's actually cuffed to the table, but he doesn't realize that he can just pull up the leg and the cuff comes loose. It's just,
now you tell me.
No, I figured if I didn't mention it on camera at some point, it could be easily construed as kidnapping.
Okay, I'll just stay here then anyway. I'll stick with it.
It's just great. So the movie I wanted to talk about this week is called Winnebago Man. And there's this viral video. This is from before the days of YouTube. This is from the days of passing around videos between friends.
Yes.
VHS tapes and copies of copies of copies of copies.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who Winnebago Man is, he's also known as the angriest man in the world.
Yes.
He made his job. He worked for Winnebago, and his job was to make this sales video, this promotional video, where he talked about all the great features. So this guy Jack had a background in television. He wrote the script and hired these guys and went out into some beautiful wooded, some like pastoral setting to film it, and just lost his mind. I mean, he was mad at everything. There were flies on him. There was, he couldn't remember the lines that he wrote. And he'd say, "Hey, can you grab me that towel?" And he'd toss it. "Don't throw it, God!" And he's just losing his mind. And so this video, people would see it and they're like, "Oh my God, this is the angriest man in the world." So they'd make a copy for their friends. And next thing you know, you've got a 20th generation can barely even watch the damn thing. So this filmmaker set out to find Jack, and he actually had to hire a private detective, and they came up with a list of like 20 addresses that may or may not even be the right guy, if he's even still alive, because the video is quite old at that point.
Yeah, it's actually television video.
Right, it's like real, and they found him, and so they made it. They went ahead and went out to profile him, and he's like, "Well, I couldn't believe that anybody even saw that video." He was completely unaware that this had become a cult hit. And so he's like, "Oh, I have, nothing but good things to say about the folks at Winnebago. And, this is just an interesting moment. And I'm glad that people have gotten some joy out of it." And the guy's like, "Wow, that's great." And he flies home, and he's got a message on his machine saying, "You know what? I may not have been completely honest. I'm not sure I want to even be part of this, because those sons of bitches at Winnebago totally screwed me over, and I need to tell somebody about it." It's like, oh, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. He really is the angriest man in the world. And so he goes back out and, meets with him, and he gets these great stories, and they decide, and he even wants to help him launch his own web series. So they go out to shoot a segment in front of Walmart, and Walmart chases them off, and I mean, it just gets weirder and weirder.
Walmart themselves are always in trouble with something.
Oh God. And so the whole thing culminates with Jack going to a film festival where they're going to screen parts of this video, and they've announced that Jack himself is going to be there, and the fans go nuts. He can't believe it. Of course, at this point he's practically blind and
very older.
He's, if you thought he was crotchety at 60, holy Christ. The 80s is not gonna.
It was funny how you brought that up, and I was like, Winnebago Man. I was like, what series is that? And then you told me about that. And I'm like, oh God, yes, I remember seeing that. No, God damn it! Son of a bitch! He was just so pissed about everything.
And he'd bang his head on stuff because he was too tall, and it's like, and God damn it, what's the line? And I wrote this shit and I can't remember it. Oh God. So
I need to find that. I need to check on Netflix to see if that's on there.
It was on Netflix when I added it to my list, but this list is, Christ, a year old now. So it may or may not still be there. If not, you can find it in all your happen in pirate places, in all your different coves. So
Yar.
yeah.
Find them in those pirate places, 'cause that's where they be. The hard to find places. Yar. Yar. I'm yar.
And I assume copious amounts of rum were involved, because he certainly seemed like what I can only describe as a very mean drunk.
He was more of a whiskey drinker, and I don't hold that against anybody for being a whiskey drinker. Come here, SpongeBob.
Yeah. Oh God.
That's when I have to change. I have to alter that one every
Right,
once in a while.
Right. I had this rich boss who was quite the bourbon whiskey, I don't know, connoisseur, and I was at his house, and he's like, "Oh, you've got to try this. Do you like whiskey?" I'm like, "Nope, no, I don't." He's like, "You have to try it. It's so good. This is like $8 a shot. You know, this is like $150, whatever dollar bottle." I'm like, "You know what? I'm just gonna pass.
Really?
It would be wasted on me. The difference between terrible bourbon and excellent bourbon, I would never be able to determine.
Yeah.
So, you know what? You hang on to that. And how about I grab another Zima?"
Zima. Do you got any Jolly Ranchers? I'm looking for the watermelon one to put in for a flavor. Hi, let me show you my age. Hope you all enjoy it.
That would be great. What you've got is a collection. You've got a whole bar full of Zimas, and then you've got all your slushy mixes.
Well, see-
and you just add like a squirt of cherry and a squirt of banana, and here we go. Now it's all proper wine.
A lot of
cooler.
places right now are doing slushies, adult slushies at their bars.
Huh.
What a way to get really messed up in the
Gosh.
summer. It's big in
sounds-
Vegas, from what I understand. I talked to a lot of
Huh.
people who go down there, and they have the really big, tall.
The yards.
Yeah, and they do slushies, and you can buy it for like $8, and then you go to the different slushy bars at all the casinos on the strip.
Huh.
You know, it was funny you brought up the Zimas in the Jolly Ranchers, because we did used to do that. You know,
You would actually put.
they had flavored, they had assorted Jolly Ranchers at the bar, and you could flavor them, and that was good. Kind of
Drop it in your vodka.
Oh, I never did vodka. I liked whiskey and tequila, and Goldschlager.
So what I love is I got this friend who's like, I can mix anything. I am a mixed drink man. Name something and I'll tell you what liquor goes with it. And I said, apple juice. And he said, okay, never mind. Because I don't know about you, but I've had those days like in college where it's like, oh, I'm out of mixers. And all I've got left is apple juice. And it's like, there is absolutely nothing that goes good with
and not even a chaser. Not even apple juice is a
guess
chaser,
not.
because you just don't really have that flavor. Ooh.
It just doesn't, well, okay, I guess you could mix it with an apple liqueur. I don't think that's a thing.
No, that would still not taste good at all.
No.
There's green apple liqueur.
Yeah, but
I was never a fan
I
of
don't
apple
think you would
juice
actually
anyway.
mix it with apple juice.
Apple juice is a wonderful way to have you go to take a shit. I found that I did a film last year, I believe, and I had to act like I was a drunk professor. It was a 48-hour
Oh,
film.
sure.
And
So you put apple juice in a blender.
don't just put apple juice in the shot glass when we did the shot, and I had to do it over and over. And within probably half an hour after doing probably 14 shots of apple juice, I was out of commission for about 45 minutes. Sorry, guys. I've got to go somewhere. Yeah.
I was thinking it was beer that you were drinking, and if you put apple juice in a blender, it gives it a nice foamy head, and then it looks like beer.
No beer theater shots. I was that kind of professor. when I was
Yes.
drunk. But
Yes.
those are fun. I still like to do those kind of movies.
I got a audition request on Backstage recently, but Backstage. So let me get this straight: everyone has to pay, or you don't get to connect with anybody.
Really? Yeah, that's the problem. I'm not out to pay. I'm not a pay-to-play person.
Right. I'm not going to pay to use Backstage. I'm
No.
sorry. No. If you want to have a great community, yeah.
We have a fantastic film community here in Seattle, Tacoma area, and a lot of the stuff you can go on Facebook and find the pages. There's the 253 Collective for Tacoma. There's
Weekend Warriors.
Weekend Warriors. I mean, there's a lot of great places. The I-5 Connection. I mean, you just go on there and you look for anything in the industry. If you want to act, there's plenty of opportunity. A lot of them don't pay. Most of them don't pay, but it's a good way to get your foot in the door and possibly go do some more projects,
And if you don't have a demo reel and you need footage for
Yes.
a demo reel, this is
Yeah.
the way to do it.
That's exactly it.
When we were young, if you wanted to be in something, you had to know somebody.
Oh yeah.
And, I didn't know anybody, so I was the one who created the damn shows, and that is a lot of work.
Yeah, but see, you have that that imagination and the drive to do that, which is fantastic. My first movie was about 4 years ago, and it was called The Prophet, not the prophet, not that kind of prophet, but it was kind of a
Not the love guru.
not the love guru, not that one. God, that movie was shitty.
So bad.
It was so bad. But the movie was filmed up in Elma at the nuclear Hanford, or not the Hanford, but the nuclear unfinished nuclear facility up there in Elma. They actually have one. And it was for, who's the director of the Alien films? Ridley Scott. It was a Ridley Scott Your Own Film Festival competition. And the guys that I worked with, Parallel Digital Films, I was up there for 2 days filming. It was awesome. And that was my first experience in front of camera. And it's just kind of gone from there. And my problem is with doing film over voice acting is a lot of logistics. I have children. I have to find somebody to watch those children, either at a low cost or a no cost. You know? So
right, for a cost that is greater than what you're getting paid
Yes.
for the film, and if you're getting paid nothing, well,
yes,
you can't pay for a babysitter.
yeah, and there we go. Sometimes I have my wonderful wife Amy will help out on stuff like that. We have friends that occasionally help out, and but
Within reason.
Within reason, but it's got to be a project I really want to be on and be a
Sure.
So as far as being a voice actor, I have a voice booth. I have a booth that I go in and I do my recordings in, and I can do all of that, and I don't have to leave. I have to sedate the kids with NyQuil so they'll be quiet, but I still my recording time is early in the morning or late at night when everybody's in bed. But I love to do voice acting. I love to do that. I really found my niche. And yes, I don't have a wide range of voices, but, for the most part, somebody asks me for something, I'll give it 110%, and I'll give it all to find that voice that they're looking for,
Sure.
I don't want to give up.
Sure.
I hate that.
So here's a question I always ask people who have their own sound booth.
Yeah.
How hot does it get?
Right now, because I don't have a cover over the outside of my window, it gets at least 10 to 15 degrees hotter in my house.
Than outside.
Than in my house.
Than in your house. So,
Outside will be warm, but inside my house will be even warmer.
And inside your booth
Inside
is
even
sweat box.
Yes, is a sweat box.
Yeah.
So the recordings are done, like I said, late at night when it's quieter. But I will go in there if somebody needs something done during the day. I have no problem going in there. But it's hot. But that's the price I pay for what I want to do.
So you can't see the rest of the studio, and I'm certainly not about to show it to you, but we've actually been recording all day with the door open and a fan blasting us because despite my best efforts to get the office, the studio, I guess, down to what you would call a survivable temperature, it's nice now.
Yeah, it was. It
now.
actually wasn't too bad. It was cooler in here than it is in my house. My problem with my house is it's an old house. It was built a certain way, built in a certain time, and there's not a lot of insulation, so it does what it does. But I'm happy it's a house. It's not an apartment. I don't have somebody above me, next to me, below me, so I'm very happy. But yeah, the price you pay for what you want to do, I have no problem with that at all.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's this segment on hot streams about Winnebago Man.
And it went from Winnebago Man to hotness, so it kind of stuck in the hot area.
We managed to stay on topics.
Yes.
As long as you count all of them.
That's why you probably don't want to have me on here again, is I just go all over. I'm like on a tangent. My brain just works that way.
To me, the important thing, the segments are nice because it allows me to upload smaller chunks to YouTube, which a lot of times they're typically more popular than whole episodes because whole episodes requires a special kind of viewing.
Everybody has a short attention spans nowadays because of everything. There's a short attention span with a lot of people.
Huh? Oh, sorry, I was thinking about something else. But the better thing is just being able to have a conversation and have fun and be organic and.
Yeah, it's a natural thing. You're not, there are questions, but if it goes off somewhere else, you're learning about that person. And meeting you, Brian, is awesome. This is great. This is fantastic. I like your studio, and I like your setup. And
thanks.
And I hope all the good people, will like me. like me.
Just like us.
Just like us, please.
Just like us. I mean, on Facebook. I don't need validation. Just like us on Facebook.
Just please like me once. Just like me. I quit doing that. Please like me. Because then you lose people. Screw them. We can't please everybody, can we?
No.
No. It's been fun, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.